How you doing today? My name is Austin from Austin's Reptile Aquatics, and today we're talking about the normal ball python. Normal ball python right here, if you don't know, is mine. Her name is Aphrodite. She's about 4 to 5 months old, and we're talking about why ball pythons make fantastic pets. So we're going to jump right into it and start at number 1, which is, come on, they're adorable. There's something about pythons that are just beautiful. I don't know if it's, just their cute little innocent face, or if it's their amazing colors. They come in different morphs, different sizes. You can get juveniles, you can get babies, you can get adults. So they're just all around amazing little creatures. They're beautiful, they're fun to look at, and they love crawling. Like mine just loves wrapping herself around my hand, which in return I get to look like Spider-Man, just shooting her web everywhere. So if you're ever in the reptile store and you're trying to decide on what kind of snake you get, always make sure you look at the ball pythons, because you're going to see many different patterns, many different colors, and they're just all around beautiful animals, and you couldn't get no better than a ball python. Don't get me wrong, corn snakes have beautiful patterns and beautiful colors as well, and so do milk snakes and rat snakes, and I can go on and on and on about different snakes that are just gorgeous. But we're going to dedicate this one video to this beauty right here, which is, of course, the ball python. That'll bring us into number 2. Number 2 is, a lot of people get ball pythons confused with reticulated pythons and Burmese pythons when it comes to length. Ball pythons are actually relatively small. So on average, your male ball python will get about 4 to 5 foot. A female will average more at the 5 foot length. They don't typically get much bigger than that, but what they do lack in length, they gain in girth. So ball pythons are actually larger than your corn snake or your rat snake. Which is why this is reason number 2, because a lot of people, there's a lot of controversy on what a good starter snake is, whether it's a rat snake, milk snake, garter snake, or corn snake. They always recommend that you stray away from ball pythons because they're picky eaters. And I want to debunk this and say that that's not true. Ball pythons are fantastic starter snakes for the fact that they aren't as big as corn snakes. So with that being said, they're actually slower. So when you handle a corn snake, typically they're going to be faster moving and harder to control. With a ball python, they're just going to sit in your hand and enjoy it. And that's pretty much it. When you put them on the ground outside, you could walk their speed when they slither away. And that'll bring us into number 3, which is husbandry. With a ball python, it's not like taking care of a dog or taking care of a cat where you have to take it outside every single day. You got to feed it every single day. You got to water it every single day. Ball python's husbandry is actually really simple to put together. When you put together a ball python's terrarium, you're typically going to want a 40-gallon breeder. You're going to want a heat mat, of course, that way you can keep the temperature at the perfect temperature. You're going to want a thermostat, that way you can regulate it. 3 hides, you want a hot hide, a humid hide, that way when it's shedding time they can shed their skin off easily. You're going to want a cool hide, that's it. That's all you want. And a water dish, of course, because naturally it is an animal, so it does need water. But that is all you need. And when it comes to maintenance, all you're going to do is spot clean for about 1 to 2 months. When you hit that 1 to 2 month mark, then you're going to do a deep clean. So you're going to take all the bedding out, you're going to clean the terrarium, you're going to put new bedding in, you're going to change the water. You're going to feed the snake about 1 to 10 days, depending on size. So if it's a juvenile, like Aphrodite here, she eats once a week. When she gets larger, she's going to eat probably 5 to 10 days. When she's full grown, she might go 10 to 14 days before eating. That is how easy it is to take care of a ball python. It is super simple. Temperature, 80 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity, 40 to 50%. That is it. Super easy. You can't get no easier than that. That is why ball pythons are fantastic pets, because it is not high maintenance. You throw it in the terrarium, you let it acclimate to its environment for about 1 to 2 weeks. Then you can start handling it. Feed it. Make sure it eats before you handle it. After that, guess what? You throw it in the terrarium. You just let it sit there. It don't need love. Yeah, it's nice. You know, everyone likes to handle their ball python. I like to wear her as a bracelet because I don't want to go to the store and buy one when I can have a fancy one like this. I could take her, wrap her around my wrist, and go in the pet store and be like, hey, guess what? I got this flashy bling, because she's fantastic. Which brings me into number 4. Ball pythons are super tame. Every now and then you're going to get a ball python that might strike at you when you go to get it out of the terrarium. It might hiss. You know, it's a snake. You're a large person. It's a small snake. So naturally it's going to get scared. It's going to go into defense mode, and it's going to happen. It's a snake. It's a reptile. It's an animal. Dogs do it, cats do it, gerbils do it, hamsters do it, guinea pigs do it. They all do it. They all bite when they get scared. They all go into defense mode. Same thing as a snake. Snake goes into defense mode, and sometimes it will strike. Other than that, since being bred in captivity, ball pythons have tamed down so much that I can let my 3-year-old hold her and handle her and play with her. You can't get no better than that. You get a dog, you don't know if that dog's going to turn on you. I'm not saying anything against dogs. I have 2, and I love my dogs. My dogs are family. But I also love my reptiles, and I want you to know that if you are thinking about getting a snake, or if you are scared of snakes, just go to your local pet store and hold one, and it will change your world. I promise. These things are fantastic. Even corn snakes. Corn snakes are fantastic too, but like I said, we're going to keep this based on the ball python and why they are fantastic pets, because you can't get no better than this beauty right here. Now we're jumping into reason number 5. So reason 5 and why it's number 5 is for the simple fact that a lot of people don't want to get animals because they're loud. You go to the pet store, you get a hamster when you're trying to sleep, and you set the cage up in your bedroom because hamsters are so cute, and you just want them in your bedroom because, oh, I want that hamster in my room so I can see it and I can play with it. And then you realize during the day that hamster's not making noise because it's sleeping. Hamsters are nocturnal. But when you go to bed and you're in the middle of sleeping, then you start hearing that hamster running around the terrarium. You hear that wheel going, and you're like, oh, I can't sleep. Why can't I sleep? That's not the case with a ball python. Ball pythons are slow moving, and they are slow. With that being said, one of the most fantastic things about it is when you come home from a hard day at school or a hard day at work, you got your terrarium set up in your living room. You could just sit down and watch the ball python explore because it is super relaxing. A lot of people would rather sit down and watch TV, and a lot of people would actually rather get a fish tank and listen to the water. But there's nothing more relaxing than watching a silent snake crawl around, slither around their terrarium and explore. It is so relaxing. I promise. It is one of the most relaxing things. One thing I like to do is just sit down and watch Aphrodite explore because it is so relaxing. It makes my mind just go blank, and then I just go off in a daze and watch her. That is how amazing it is to have a snake. Promise. Worth your money. Reason number 6 on why ball pythons make a fantastic snake. I said it previously, I'm going to say it again. They do not need daily care. You get a ball python, you throw it in the terrarium. You don't want to handle it, that's fine, because they're going to be just fine not being handled every day, okay? It's not like a dog and a cat. Well, I wouldn't say cat because cats they're hit and miss, but more like a dog. You get a dog, and the dog's going to want your attention almost every single day. It happens. That's just a dog. A dog wants to feel loved, just like people. People want to feel loved and accepted. Snakes are different. Snakes are reptiles. So they have a whole different persona on love. You got the temperature right, you got the humidity right, you got clean water in the terrarium, you got clean bedding in the terrarium. All right. Do daily water changes, you feed it. Guess what? You don't have to handle it because the snake's gonna love you because it's sleeping in a clean environment. Nobody wants to sleep in its poop. Remember that. All right. When you go home, Do you want to poop in your bed and sleep in it? I don't think so, because I know I don't. Because one, that's just gross. All right, that is gross. But it's the same concept with the snake and all reptiles in general. Nobody wants to sleep in their poop. So you pick up the poop, you feed them, you clean their water. Guess what? You got a happy snake who's gonna sit on your wrist like a beautiful piece of jewelry. I mean, look at that. All right, that's a beautiful piece of jewelry. You can't get no better than this natural ball python bracelet. All right, this is beautiful, gorgeous, one of a kind. Actually, there's like millions of normal ball pythons, but Aphrodite is one of a kind. All right, she's mine. She's one of a kind to me. That's all that matters. Don't judge, don't hate. All right, she's one of a kind to me. Reason number 6, ball pythons are fantastic pets are, be right back. Ball pythons are silent, all right? I can't stress this. They are quiet. You get a ball python, you get a rat snake, you get a corn snake, you get a garter snake, you get a milk snake, you get a freaking California black king snake, Mexican black king snake. They are quiet. And that's the most important thing, is they are quiet. So you don't come home and you don't hear the barking and the yapping and the meowing, and it's just peace and quiet. And it's beautiful. Okay? Beautiful. Aren't you? Yeah, you're quiet. And she doesn't strike. I mean, how great is that? You don't put your hand in front of her face. Like I said, my 2-year-old can handle the snake. My 5-year-old can handle the snake. My 7-year-old can handle the snake. That is how tame ball pythons have come since captive breeding. It's amazing. All right, so this one is personal preference, okay? When it comes to reasons why ball pythons are great snakes, is price point, okay? With a ball python, if you're getting a normal price point, is on average about $150, which is pretty average for a snake, unless you're going to like PetSmart, Petco. If you go to PetSmart, Petco, ball python, $60. But that's because they get into like commercial breeders, and we'll get into that later. That's a subject for a whole nother video, because that I can go on for hours about that, and I just don't want to. But if you go to your local reptile store, $150 is about what you're going to pay for a normal ball python, full grown. $100 is what you're going to get for a normal ball python at her size, which is a juvenile, which is actually on point. That's actually really good. $100 for her. I mean, corn snakes are cheaper, so corn snakes you're going to get for about $60. Black and white king snakes, those go for about $150. So you see what I'm getting here. Ball pythons are right in the middle on price point. They're fantastic. When it comes to prices of ball pythons, it can't get no better. I mean, $100 is $100, but at the end of the day, you're gonna get a snake for 20 plus years. And what can I say? It's $100. You pay all your bills, you got all your bills paid, you got extra $100. Why not splurge a little and get something as cute as her? Or you can get something cuter. So I lost count on where I'm at. I went back, tried to view, can't find it, don't care. I'm gonna go on. This is amazing. I'll figure it out while I'm editing it. Last and final reason, because I'm pretty sure this is 8 or 9, whatever, who's counting, who cares. I'm talking about the ball python, and that is colors. All right, ball pythons come in so many colors. You got your bananas, you got your normals, you got your leucistic, you got your cinnamon, and I can go on and on and on and on and on. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of different morphs of ball pythons, which means there are thousands and thousands and thousands of different colors and patterns of ball pythons. So you can get whatever you want. The next python I'm gonna get will be a leucistic ball python. Why? Because they have blue eyes. Who doesn't want a blue-eyed snake? That is so cool. Where are you gonna find that with corn snakes and king snakes and rat snakes? You're not, because it is a ball python morph. I mean, you're gonna get some white and pattern weirdness with corn snakes, but it's a ball python. I mean, come on, she is so cute. Look at her. I'll do a close-up. Look at her. She's so freaking cute. Her patterns. And if you look just right on her neck, she's got an alien head, which makes her even better. And because she is so tame, that is why we chose Aphrodite. If you don't know your Greek gods and Greek goddesses, Aphrodite is the goddess of love, peace, and serenity. That is the ball python. Love, peace, and serenity. Do you see her striking? No, she's been on my arm for the entire length of the video. And she hasn't moved, except for some exploring. But other than that, fantastic. She hasn't struck at me. You haven't seen her strike one time at all. That is how amazing these snakes are. And that is why I decided to make this video on 8 reasons why ball pythons make fantastic pets, because there are so many people out there that are terrified of snakes, and you don't need to be. For example, my wife was terrified of snakes, scared to death of snakes. And then we went to the reptile store and she held one and it changed her whole persona. We ended up getting Aphrodite, and I tell you what, my wife handles her more than I do. How crazy is that? She was scared of snakes and she handles Aphrodite more than I do. That is how tame ball pythons have come. Go to your local pet store. Go to your local reptile show. Do what you need to do. Go handle a ball python. I promise you it will change your life. That's all I got. That is 8 reasons why ball pythons make fantastic pets. All right, that's all I got for you today. As you can see, I actually put her up. If you liked the video, give it a big old thumbs up. Let me know you liked the video, all right? If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and if you have any suggestions for any other videos that you want to see, leave it in the comments below. And if you want to follow me on social media, all links will be in the description. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you sitting and watching with me. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out, homies.